I mean, it's kind of a harsh request, but just so that the experience is seamless for everybody. So thank you for joining us. We're just getting ready to shoot our wheelchair yoga class. We normally take the boat out onto the bay, but we had some thunderstorms today, and you know, Captain Will is always very prepared as a captain, very safety oriented. So we foresaw this issue with the weather earlier, and we had to rethink it. But we still have this beautiful view of the water behind us, and the whole idea about doing these classes on location with the view of the water is to kind of get in touch with that idea that the water is so therapeutic, just to see it, just to listen to its waves, to listen to the rhythm of it. It can be very peaceful. So today we didn't venture out into the bay. We're just going to stay right here to bring you the class. So my name is Natalie. I'm going to be your guide. I'm from Dharma Yoga Studio right here in Coconut Grove. And this class is brought to you by the Woody Foundation, a fantastic local nonprofit that helps people and their families that have been injured, that have brain injuries, spinal cord injuries, or that are facing paralysis in any way. They do beautiful work all around town. And also this class is brought to you by the Impossible Dream Foundation, which is all about barrier-free design. So this boat is made expressly for people in wheelchairs, to be crew, to be passengers, to enjoy the therapeutic effects of the water. It's really amazing. So the combined efforts of Dharma Studio and the Woody Foundation and the Impossible Dream bring you this class, and we just think that now more than ever it's a really cool idea to live stream the classes, because we always used to do the classes in person, which was really beautiful to be able to sit in a circle, everyone in their chairs, and to participate in that way where we all could see each other and be in contact. But obviously the circumstances are a little bit unusual these days, so we can't meet in person. And the idea of doing it live stream is even cooler, because we have people that can be with us from Maine, people that can be with us from New Jersey, from Virginia, from Baltimore, right? So we have people that can be with us from Boston, from Brooklyn, from Nova Scotia, from all the places that the Impossible Dream has visited and has stopped at port. So so I hope that you're all feeling well, that you're all safe and happy and entertained. So these classes that we do are all about celebrating the joy of movement. And there's so many different ways to go about it. The most important thing I want you to remember is that I'm going to be your guide. I always say this, I think it's always worth repeating. I'm not the boss. You're the ones that know yourselves. So you do the moves in your own way and make any kind of adjustment you need. One of the most common suggestions or requests that I get about these chair yoga classes, and actually about all yoga classes these days, has to do with stress management and anxiety mitigation. So because we're all going through this pandemic together, not just as a small community in a town, but as a country, as a continent, and as a planet. So all of us are doing this together, and we all have a certain amount of stress and anxiety. It's quite normal. So this pandemic is far-reaching in all of our lives, and it affects a lot of different aspects of our daily activity and our loved ones, a concern for people who are at risk in particular. So what I'm going to discuss today, what I'd like to discuss, is something that we've discussed in the past, but I'm going to kind of put it in a new perspective, in a yogic perspective, and that is the idea of trying to control the wanderings of the mind. So we all know what happens when we're stressed out. We're trying to relax, trying to do some kind of rejuvenative activity, we're trying to enjoy a moment alone or with our friends, and what happens? The mind starts racing, we start gravitating toward those subjects that are the cause of our anxiety, the root of our anxiety. And it's normal, it's quite natural. So if we're going to give ourselves a little bit of a break and try to mitigate that anxiety, one of the things that we can focus on is the breath. So we've talked about this before. So that is one of the reasons, one of the great benefits of doing a physical yoga practice that's connected to the breath, and that is that we have a way of using this breathing technique as a focal point so that we can notice when the mind is wandering. So when we can practice that kind of concentration for an extended time, it leads to a meditation practice. And incidentally, the whole concept of meditation was much more difficult to discuss before people got cell phones and smartphones, and before people had this, raging concern to be constantly connected all the time, to the point where we can't shut off our work or our social, connectedness. Our anxiety just gets amplified by that. So what I'm going to cover today is the idea of moving with the breath and putting yourself into that practice where you are much more aware, more keenly aware of when the mind wanders. So I hope that doesn't sound too lofty. It's a pretty simple technique, and even though it's simple and it sounds simple, it's hard to accomplish because the mind is so geared toward traveling, toward making connections. We're always surfing from subject to subject in the mind. So we're going to go over that, and I also want to give you another framework that might make it a little bit more clear. And in the yogic texts, they talk about the sheaths of experience, ways that we deal with the world, ways that we communicate with ourselves and others. And so there are recognized 5 sheaths of experience, but I just want to go over 3 of them. And there are 3 that we cover a lot in our chair yoga class. One is the sheath of physical experience, what we feel in the body. Another is an energetic experience, the energy that's brought to us by the life force or the breath, right? So we talk about our energy levels and our mood. And another one closely associated with that, another sheath of experience is the mental or emotional sheath. So we always, no matter what we're doing physically, no matter how we're breathing, how we're connected to our inner workings, the mind is always wandering. So the ideas tie together, and I just want to introduce that at the start, and I'll let you go with it because it provides a nice framework or a nice platform upon which you can build this information and build your mental focus and kind of the control of the wandering mind. So enough talking. Now we'll do some of our yoga practice. So I'm going to ask you to take your hands onto the front of your body. So put them anywhere that works for you, on the abdomen, on the chest, anywhere, so that it's comfortable, so that it doesn't take a lot of effort to do so. Just spread your fingers apart as far as they'll comfortably go, so you're covering as much territory as you can. And even this, everybody does in their own way. And now that you have your hands on your torso, just notice how you breathe. Notice the pace of your own breath, the rhythm of it, the style of it. We're not changing the breath right now, we're just observing it. Notice how you expand and deflate. On the inhale, the body opens to receive the breath, the prana, the life force. And on the exhale, the lungs close a little to move the used air out. Very simplistic explanation of the procedure of respiration. Chances are that even after just a minute of focusing on the rhythm of the breath, focusing on the movement it causes, the mind will start to wander. So let's bring it back. We'll use another technique of audible breath. And for today, we'll inhale through the nose and we'll exhale through the mouth. What we're trying to do is rarefy the breath, make it unusual. We're not breathing the way that we normally breathe. We're changing it just enough to keep us on task. So the assignment is breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. And as you're going through that, scan your body for tension. From the soles of your feet, through the legs, through the hips, through the torso, from the hips to the chest, from the low back to the upper back. through the arms and hands, the neck and head. Scan your body on the inhale. Wherever you notice that tension, visualize it leaving with the exhale. So you're using your mental control, your powers of visualization. Scan on the inhale. Scan the physical sheath of experience. Soften a little on the exhale. Take several rounds of breath like that, in through the nose, scanning. Out through the mouth, releasing. And visualize with the inhale that you're receiving energy, positive energy, light. Add any kind of symbolism that works for you, so that you're enriching the experience, adding some kind of symbolic association to what you're receiving, what you're taking in on the inhale. And again, inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth audibly. And as you try to maintain that assignment, inhaling through the nose, scanning the body, exhaling audibly through the mouth. And as you're trying to remain aware of the combination of physical input and the breath's rhythm, notice what's happening in your mind. So that's that other sheath of experience. The mind is wandering, of course. So try to bring it back. So to make it a little bit easier and a little more interesting, we'll start to move very simply with the breath. So keep your hands on your torso. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose, expand. And on the exhale, turn the upper body to one side. Just turn as far as it'll comfortably go. And then inhaling, you bring your torso, your chest back to face forward, and exhale, same thing to the other side. So go back and forth. So the movement doesn't have to be extreme. It doesn't have to be even that noticeable to an onlooker. Scan the body on the inhale. Exhale, release. Scan the body, inhale through the nose, come back to center. Exhale, release, exhale through the mouth. Go back and forth, always using the inhale to return to our starting point. So we're using the core of the body, but really we are fine-tuning our awareness. Let's do a few more. Maintain that rhythm. Inhale to the center. Exhale, twist. Inhale to the center. And exhale, twist again. Let's do once more each side. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Now inhale, face forward. And again, we're going to exhale and twist, turning to the side. But this time, release your hands and hold on to whatever you can reach here, so that you're steadying your upper body in this twist. And stay there, stay here for the next few breaths, with the same kind of fine-tuning of awareness. How your body expands as you breathe in, and how it deflates a little as you breathe out. Maintain that three-dimensional awareness of the physical layer, expanding the back of the body and the sides. And on the exhale, contracting three-dimensionally. Take 3 more breaths like that. Even turn your head so that your neck is comfortable. Focus your eyes. 2 more breaths. And 1 more nice deep breath in through the nose. Nice exhale through the mouth. Return to center. Hands back to the torso. We'll start again. Deep breath in, facing forward. Exhale, turn your upper body in one direction. So we'll go back and forth a few rounds. Inhale back to center. And exhale the other way. So notice now the quality of your breath. Has it changed at all? The rhythm of it, the depth of it. Just keep acknowledging that this rhythm of the breath stays with us all our lives. Let's do one more each side. And on this last one, we're going to release the hands. Now you're on the opposite side. Use your arms to hold your upper body in place. And then notice what happens over the next few breaths. So this is your time to just draw the focus in. It's not about how far we twist, how extreme, or anything. It's about how refined our awareness is. So the lower body is rooted. Visualize that. We're using the core of the body to turn, the chest. We're using the arms to stabilize that gentle twist of the torso. Even turn your head, even focus your eyes. We'll do 4 more breaths here. Focus on 3-dimensionally expanding on the inhale. Smooth breaths. 3-dimensional deflation. 3 more. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. 2 more. One more. Deep breath in. One more slow breath out. We'll return to the center. And we'll face forward. Okay, we pause in neutral. Okay, very simple ideas that we've covered so far. What we're trying to do is we use the technique of combining breathing and movement to really bring us into the present moment, not thinking so much about the past, not worrying so much about the future. So we're going to keep on going with this idea of movement matching the breath, neck and head now. So make sure that your feet are rooted. Visualize them there. So even if we don't have sensation in the legs, we'll make sure that we are acknowledging the whole body here. So the feet are rooting down, the legs are solid, hips are grounded. Okay, arms rest comfortably, however that works for you. And then on the next breath in, we're going to lift the head up, lift the chin up. So you're lengthening the front of the neck a little bit. And then as you exhale, you bring the chin down toward the chest. Try to keep your shoulders drawn back. Okay, keep repeating that. So it's your breath, of course. So try to keep the exhale audible, because that's the technique that we're using today to make it easier to acknowledge and to notice when the mind is wandering. So when that sound of breath disappears, acknowledge that you have a thought that's interfering, that's infiltrating. Back to the breath. Inhale, lift the head up. Exhale slowly and with control, draw the head down. And a few more. Inhale. So maintain that layer of awareness of physical sensation. Visualize something coming in with the breath. Visualize it as light, as energy. So we remain aware of that breath layer of experience. And notice where the mind goes. Remaining aware of that mental, emotional layer. Let's do 3 more. Inhaling, the head lifts. Exhaling, it comes down. 2 more, the head lifts. It comes down. And then again, inhaling, the head lifts. And exhaling, it comes down. So you're going to bring the head back into neutral. Okay, take a few deep breaths here. And we're going to go with moving the arms. So let's move to a slightly different technique in that I'm going to count the inhale and the exhale. And we're going to do it for like 4 counts on the inhale. And we're going to have the exhale 4 counts. And we're going to be moving the arms for this next one. Okay. So we sit up nice and tall. Again, visualizing the lower body rooted. Visualizing and feeling the lower body is grounded. And then with the breath, on your next inhale, start to lift your arms just out in front of you. Kind of keep them low. Inhale 1 through the nose, stretching the arms straight. 2, 3, 4. And then bring the arms back. 1, 2, 3, 4. And keep on going. Inhale through the nose. Stretch your arms in front. 2. Make them as straight as you can. 4. And then bring the arms down. 1, 2, 3, 4. And keep on going. Inhale. Maybe lift the arms higher. 2, 3, 4. And then slowly bring the arms down with control. 2, 3, 4. And keep on going. Maybe lifting them higher every time. It's up to you. 2, 3, 4. And exhale through the mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll do a few more. Make the arms straight as you can. And exhale, arms come down, exhaling audibly, matching the movement to that out breath. And again, inhale. And exhale through the mouth. 2, 3, 4, and then twice more. Inhale, reaching forward, reaching up. 3, 4, and exhale, slowly bring them down. Audible exhale through the mouth. And 4. Okay, last one. Inhale, stretch the arms forward and up. 2, 3, really stretch long, and exhale through the mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now it's going to be oppositional. 1 arm in front, the other arm behind. 2, 3, 4, and exhale. 2, 3, 4. Other way. Inhale through the mouth, through the nose, pardon me. Reaching. 4, and exhale. 2, 3, 4. So keep on going. I don't have that much room to move my arm, and some of you might be getting interference from your chair or your wheels, so the arm can go out to the side, whatever. 2, 3, 4. And again, inhale, 1 arm out to the side, 1 arm in front. Just do something different with the arms. And exhale. 2, 3, 4. Let's do once more each side. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, and exhale. 2, 3, 4, and then last one. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, and exhale. 2, 3, 4. Now let's bring the arms open like this so that the fingertips are touching, or the middle fingertips are touching in front of the chest. The elbows are kind of at the shoulder height, okay? So now we're going to bring the arms out to the sides. So same kind of thing. Inhale, stretch them out straight to the sides. 3, 4, and go back to how you were. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. So really engage the muscles of the arms as you do this. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, and exhale, bend the arms again. Exhale through the mouth. 2, 3, 4, and again, go again. Inhale, imagine that you're growing longer from the shoulders to the elbows to the fingers. 4, and then exhale, bend the arms. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then once more. Inhale, really stretch the arms long. 2, 3, 4. Exhale through the mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now relax the arms. Let the hands just drop into the lap. And let's do something a little more percussive with the breath, okay? So we're gonna lift and lower the shoulders, but it's not just the shoulders in isolation. We're gonna be able to move the arms as well, okay? So we're gonna take a deep breath through the nose, lifting the shoulders, and then exhale. Do that a couple times. Inhale, exhale. So you go at your own breath's pace. A few times more. Twice more. Last one. Now let's just keep on going with that shaking idea. So you shake your hands, you shake your arms, you shake your elbows. So it's a little bit more percussive, and of course you're doing it in your own way. So you just breathe naturally, but at your own pace and at your own rhythm, but try to maintain that awareness of the breath. All the feedback that we get from the breath, all the energy that we derive from it. Shake, shake, shake your arms out. Some of you have stopped shaking your arms. Thank you, Melissa. And now we're gonna relax the arms. And again, let the hands just drop into the lap. Let the palms face up so that you can notice that the fingers will just kind of curl in without any effort. And you'll probably have some tingling sensation in the hands. Nice. It's a reminder we're alive. So let's go with the head and the neck here. We're going to get some stretches in the shoulders. Now I know that we hear from a lot of our friends on wheels that the use of the arms is really even more important to those of us who aren't using the legs. So we end up kind of overworking the arms and over recruiting the muscles of the chest and of the upper back and sometimes tensing in the neck and in the jaw. So just going to remind you that we all have habits. We're all asymmetrical. So as we go into this next one, search for those details. So really go, delving into that physical layer of experience and really notice how it feels to do these tiny little movements, okay? So we're going to make sure that the shoulders are drawn away from the ears. And let's just go over the difference, right? So the shoulders are really lifted high. Okay, so we're going to contrast that by letting the shoulders drop down and really moving them down. And if you can, and if you like, you can even use the arms to help to draw the shoulders down. So that might mean holding on with the hands onto the wheels, onto your chair, onto your seat even, just so that you get that reminder that the arms are active. They're willfully stationary in this next one. So they're not just hanging out doing nothing. So the shoulders draw away from the ears, and this is going to help us to get that nice stretch on the neck. Okay, so we're ready to start, right? Okay, a deep breath in. And as you exhale, let your head just drop to one side. You choose. And as you inhale, bring your head to center. And as you exhale, let it drop to the other side. Back and forth. Inhale to the center. And then exhale to the side. So your shoulders draw away from your ears. And that'll help you get more of a stretch. Keep on going with this. Inhale to the center. Exhale to the side. Now your head might go directly to the side. It might go slightly forward. That's what I mean about you figuring out what little moves you need to make to address the tension that you have. Oh, Tatiana just joined us. Nice. Hi, Tatiana. Okay, so now we'll count. So we're going to come back to the center and do a count of 3 on each side. So take a deep breath in. Exhale, move your head to one side. 1, 2, 3. Inhale to the center. 2, 3. Exhale to the other side. 1, 2, 3. Inhale to center. 1, 2, 3. Exhale through the mouth. 1, 2, 3. Inhale to center. 1. Shoulders draw down. 3, and then exhale to the other side. 1, 2, 3. Let's do a few to the count of 4. So we come all the way back to center. And then exhale to the count of 4. 1, 2, go slowly. 3, 4, inhale to center. 1, shoulders drop back. 3, 4, exhale through the mouth. Go to the other side. 2, 3, 4, inhale to center. 2, 3, 4, exhale to the other side. 2, 3, 4, inhale back to the center. 1, 2, 3, 4, and once more to the other side. 1, exhaling. 2, 3, 4, come back to center. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's go through a little bit more of a neck stretch. So for this one, I'm going to boss you around a little bit in terms of left and right, just so that I have a greater chance of making sense to more of you simultaneously as possible. So the head is going to go to the right. So start with a nice deep breath in. Both shoulders are drawn down. And then as you exhale, let your head drop to the right. Now, once it gets to its limit, you keep it there, and you're going to take your right hand and you're going to gently assist. So not pulling or yanking down, just letting the hand, either hand actually, rest on the top of the head. And in this case, the top meaning closest to the ceiling. So maybe a little bit over the ear. So you get the idea. The left shoulder is drawn down. Remember, you can fine tune it. So bring your chin into a slightly different place. Go slowly. And let's take a few deep breaths there. Really go into the details of those 3 layers of experience. The physical layer, the breath or energetic layer, and notice what you're thinking. So you're acknowledging that cognitive, emotional layer. Make your last exhale and then slowly lift your head up. Let's go directly to the other side. That arm comes down. We take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, you let your head go the other way. Okay, hang out like that for a moment. Fine tune it. That right shoulder's drawn back and down. That'll help intensify the stretch. The left arm does the assist. Remember, you don't need to wait for my cues. You can go for it. And if you really notice the physical sensations throughout the process of breathing, you'll notice that the breath itself creates change in sensation. Fine tune it. 3 more breaths. And let's return to neutral. Okay, all the way to an upright position. Okay, so we're stretching the neck a little bit. Okay, so another thing, we're going to include a little more head and neck, but we're going to combine it with movements of the torso. So this is going to be about trying to, maintain that proprioception, that awareness of where your body parts and where your joints are at all times in relationship to the floor, in relationship to your physical space, in relationship to each other. So it's going to be about moving to your breath's rhythm, coordinated action, head and neck, and the rest of the spine, which means, since a lot of the ribs most of the ribs are attached to the spine, we're going to, be moving back and forth with the whole rib cage. That's going to involve the shoulder girdle, involve the abdomen, the core of the body. It'll involve tilting the pelvis if you can. Otherwise, we're gonna certainly, control with the core of the body. So hands are comfortable, whatever that means for you. Okay, so we're going to take a deep breath in. We're going to lift the gaze, looking up, lift the head, face aim toward the sky. Pause here for a moment. Take a few deep breaths. And we'll follow it with actions of the rest of the spine. So start with the awareness of what's happening in the shoulders. Move the shoulders back away from the front of your body. Shoulder blades toward the spine. So your chest feels like it's opening forward. Even move the waistline forward. And if you can, create an arch in the low back even, so you're tilting your pelvis. You can use your hands to support. Take a nice deep breath in. You're arching, you're looking up. And then exhale, start to come back to neutral and keep on breathing naturally as we go into the reverse or the complement of that, and that is to round back. So sometimes it takes a moment for it to, really reveal itself as the contrast. So the chin is drawn down toward the chest, stretching the back of the neck. And in contrast to what we experienced on the last one, the shoulder blades move away from the spine. So you're really rounding, caving the chest in, moving the belly button back. Rounding the low back. Okay, so we're going to go back and forth between those actions. It's going to be about you moving to your breath's rhythm. So we're going to come into neutral. We'll go breath by breath. So inhale, lift the heart, looking up, opening up the chest, extending at the low back. And then exhale the reverse, belly button in, use the core strength, curl in, rounding. And then again, inhale, heart forward, arching, looking up. And exhale, cave the chest in, round the back, looking down. Keep on going. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Go back and forth, and remember, I'm the guide, so if you need to breathe at a different pace, that's what's important for you to do. Back and forth. So not only are we working on our powers of concentration, which I mentioned earlier, to kind of guide us in mitigating this anxiety that many of us are experiencing. In addition to that, we are increasing our lung capacity, obviously, affecting our metabolism, working on our circulation of blood, moving the lymph through the body as well. So we work on that any kind of swelling we might have in the body. It helps with that kind of drainage. And also when we're moving the torso like this, and we're kind of compressing the abdomen with this curl of the exhale that we're having here, we're helping digestion, really. And digestion is also affected in a positive way by twists. Okay, let's do 2 more. Inhale. And exhale audibly through the mouth, rounding the back. And 2 more. Inhale. And exhale, rounding. Should I say 2 more? I lost track. Let's do 1 more. Inhale, lift the heart, shoulders back. Lengthen the back of the body. And then exhale, round the back, curl in. And then let's come up to an upright position. Okay, so from here, notice what your breath is like. And I think it's time to do a little bit more of ribcage stretching. Okay, so our friend Robert Howell always loves those ribcage stretches, and I see Kathleen moving her arms and moving her ribs. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna go through that. So some of you are looking really relaxed there. Is everybody still with me? Everybody with me? Am I talking to myself? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Just want to make sure. Okay. We usually have dolphins and seagulls with us, so I'm not getting quite the amount of feedback that we normally get. Okay, so let's do this. Let's stretch the arms out. Okay, let's do some rotations of the arms. Okay, so make sure that your arms are at a comfortable height. Sometimes with the shoulders, we have to bring the hands down. Okay, let's rotate the shoulders from the upper arms, I should say. Rotate so that your palms face up. And then do the opposite. Rotate from the shoulders and upper arms so your palms face down. And maybe your palms even turn toward the space behind you. And if you keep on going, the palms might even face up. And notice what normally happens is that the shoulders kind of go forward, right? So reverse. Inhale, opening up the chest. Externally rotating the shoulders, palm facing up. And then exhale, round, curl, belly button in. So it's what we've been doing, what we just did in the other move, arching and rounding. Inhale. And exhale. Now I'm going to ask you to keep on doing that same thing. So complement the inhale, the opening, the arching, the lifting. with the reverse, exhale, closing, rounding, curling. And I'm going to ask you to just try to do it with your elbows bent and see what happens. So it's the same kind of thing, but now we have the elbows bent. Just get as much movement out of it as you can. Inhale and exhale. So go back to that style of breath that we suggested earlier. Inhale through the nose, lifting the head, arching, lengthening, opening. Exhaling through the mouth, rounding, curling. And inhale. And exhale. Let's do one more. Inhale. Oh, and exhale, rounding. Okay, now we're going to come back to an upright position, and we're going to take the hands and we're going to put them behind the head. Now, if the hands don't go comfortably behind the head, we can do plenty of things. First of all, we can do it in the imagination and get full credit, okay? Otherwise, we can go like this, holding on to opposite shoulders or whatever we got. The idea here is we're going to do a little side-to-side stretch like we did with the head earlier, the head and neck, but this time it's going to involve more of the rib cage, right? So as you're sitting here, just get that sense of rooting, okay? So acknowledge the power of the legs, grounding down through the feet. Visualize that, feel that if you can. Through the legs, sitting bones. And engage the arms. So instead of just having them relax behind the head, engage them. So you're using the muscles in the forearms. You're using the muscles in the upper arms, triceps and biceps. And you're even using the muscles in the chest and in the upper back. So visualize your shoulder blades and feel your shoulder blades on the back of your body, the bottom tip of the shoulder blade, feel it press forward a little bit towards your chest. So you're really engaging. Take a nice deep breath in, and then exhale, go to one side. With your head, dropping one elbow, lifting the other, and then inhale back to the center, and then exhale the other way. So back and forth, same style. Don't worry about how far you go to the side. So one elbow lifts, one elbow drops. Or one shoulder is lifting as the other shoulder drops. And I'm trying not to use the word lean to the side because that kind of gives the implication that you're kind of cantilevering, or that one side of your foundation might get lifted or might get light. So really it's more like we're bowing the rib cage to one side and bowing it to the other. So go back and forth like that with the breath. So try to remain aware of all those layers of experience, the physical layer, the energetic layer, the thinking layer. Okay, now let's do one more each side. And then we're going to come back to center. Okay, now we're going to keep the left hand behind the head, and we're going to take the right hand and we're going to bring it down. Okay, so this is apparently a favorite among our friends who've been watching this class. So it's going to be about the rib cage, about stretching open the ribs. A special favorite of Robert Howell, our friend. So we press the head back into the hand. Now remember, if this is not comfortable for you with your hand behind your head, doing it like this is fine. Even having your arm totally down. What we're going to be concerned with in this next one is to open up the back of the rib cage so that we're going to increase our mobility and hopefully get some relief for those often overworked muscles of the upper body for our friends on wheels. Okay, so we started off like this. Right hand down on the chair, on the seat, on the side, whatever. Left hand behind the head. Okay, we're going to hold this one. So take a deep breath in to start. And then as you exhale, you're going to bring your left elbow toward your right hand, or toward your right knee, I should say, and stay there for a few deep breaths. So let your head be comfortable. Let your neck be comfortable. And in order to make sure that that's happening, you have to be able to notice the physical sensations you're getting. So we're still talking about remaining aware of those layers of experience. We'll hold this for 5 more breaths. 5. Direct the breath, direct the sensation, direct the stretch to the back of the left ribs. Visualize the left lung opening. 3 more breaths. 3, 2. Now exhale completely. Keep that hand behind your head. And then as you inhale, you're going to lift up. Go back to the starting point. And let's just repeat that with the breath 5 times. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift. Back to an upright position. And exhale, round. And inhale, lift. And exhale, round. Bringing that elbow toward the opposite knee. Twice more. Inhale, lift. And exhale through the mouth, round. And then once more, inhale, lift. And then exhale, round. Round the back, elbow toward the opposite knee. And then let's come all the way back into neutral. Okay, we're gonna relax that side. Okay, move around a little bit. Okay, we're gonna do the same thing to the other side, and it's gonna feel different on this side, but try to maintain that same awareness of all those sheaths of experience, the physical layer, the energetic layer, and the thinking layer, and try to keep coming back to what's happening right here in your chair, right? So this time the left arm is gonna be relaxed. The right hand is going to go behind the head, and we're going to press the head into the hand with the same allowances that we had on the other side. Painful, if it's too painful, you put your arm down, you do it with your imagination, it's fine. You can still do this kind of thing without using the arm, okay? Or hand on the shoulder, so you get the idea. You always want to be inclusive about this kind of stuff. So the first one we're going to hold. So we're sitting rooted down, solid, supported. Take a deep breath in. Elbow high as possible, pressing the head into the hand. And then exhale, round and stay there. Okay, so see how it feels. Be ready to make those tiny little shifts and changes. And some of those micro movements might be so slight that they're not even visible to an onlooker. Tiny little rotations. So stay here for a few more breaths and notice what changes are brought on by every round of respiration. So right now, we're working on opening up the back of the right rib cage. Maybe getting some relief for tightness in the intercostal muscles. So get that sense of rooting down through the lower body, feet, legs, hips. Exhale completely, and then we'll start to move in and out of here. So when you're ready, inhale, we lift the torso, we lift the chest, we lift the face, looking up. And then exhale, go back to where you were rounding. And again, inhale. Press the head into the hand, maybe stretch open that chest. And exhale, rounding. A little bit of a twist. So 3 more. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And twice more. Inhale. And exhale. And last one, inhale. And exhale. And then we come back into neutral. Sit up nice and tall. Okay, take a few deep breaths. Take a scan of the body. Of course, there are plenty of things where we can focus our mind on, but instead focus on the physical sensations that you have, on the ease of the breath. Notice the mood, notice what you're thinking. And we're going to make the best of the next few minutes that we have together, right? So, we're going to take the hands, we're going to bring them together, and we're going to rub them into each other. Squeeze one hand with the other, warming up the hands. Patel is with us. Nice. Alex, too. Squeeze the hands, warm up the forearms and the upper arms, as if you're applying sunscreen. Biodegradable sunscreen that doesn't harm any other living creature. That's the kind of sunscreen that we're imaginarily rubbing on our skin to protect it. And then we're going to take our hands together. We're going to interlace the fingers. Okay, and this is an issue for a lot of us. Okay, so if it's really hard for you to interlace your fingers, take one hand, hold on to the other. That's totally fine. Otherwise, it might just take a little patience to weave the hands in there. Okay, and then once we do, we're going to take the hands in front of the chest, so the palms are facing forward. Now, those of you who want a little bit more of a stretch for your wrists, you know, or your forearms, you can turn the palms to face forward like that. Okay, otherwise the palms face your own chest. Let's go with the breath. So inhale, stretch the arms out in front. And exhale, bend the elbows. So go through that a few times. Inhale, stretch the arms out. So keep the arms active. And exhale, bend the elbows. And by that, I mean engage the muscles in the arms. You want more of a stretch, turn your palms to face forward. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale, and it's really common for one arm to move more easily than the other, so keep on going. And exhale. Let's do one more. Inhale. And exhale. And now we're going to turn the palms to face down. So this is something that was demonstrated by McCulley the other day. So we're going to lift one elbow up. We're going to make a wave, and then the other elbow. So go back and forth like that. Do this in your own way. And allow your rib cage to move a little bit. And now something else. Imagine, turn your palms in, and imagine that you're tracing an infinity shape in front of your heart. And let your rib cage move. So now we'll involve a little bit of a twist. So your arms are together. You're moving your shoulders. It's a coordinated action. Moving the elbows. Engaging the fingers and the forearms enough to keep the hands together. And as you move your rib cage from side to side, acknowledge this little bit of a twist. Helps us with our core strength. And now opposite direction. So go slowly and then start to reverse it. So this is the one that always makes Mary Lisbon laugh. Of course. Let's go the other way. Infinity is infinity. So we're kind of typifying that symbol of unending circle, twisting, rotating. Linking back to its origin. And incidentally, when we do these chair yoga classes physically at Dharma Studio, we always are in that circle, that symbol of a continuum. So let's pause now. We're going to go back into neutral, sit up nice and tall. And now, after everything that we've done, after all that discussion of trying to hone our powers of concentration, after all the idea of trying to remain aware or build a greater awareness, a more fine-tuned awareness of the workings of the mind, or the way that our mind is always wandering, I want to bring it back to that heart-centered principle that we always bring into our yoga classes. We always bring that into our chair yoga classes. So I'm going to ask you to bring your hands to the heart. So, and we're not just talking about the organ beating in the chest, of course. That's important and that sustains us. But really what we're talking about is all the things that the heart represents. All those archetypes, like virtues like patience and tolerance, compassion, and gratitude. And we always finish with an exercise of gratitude. So pause for a moment, draw the focus in, and acknowledge what you're grateful for. And a lot of times when we do these concentration practices, it clears the mind enough that we can clearly see, we can acknowledge a person or a thing. So we're getting in touch with that sense of gratitude. Now keep that image, that acknowledgement in your mind and in your heart. And we're going to do another metaphorical act. And that is, as we inhale, we're going to stretch the arms out and up overhead. You're reaching, you're lengthening. And as you exhale, you bring your hands to the heart. Do that a few times more. Inhale. And exhale. So visualize that you're gathering the gratitude, bringing it in, collecting it, attracting it. And then the next time we bring the hands to the heart, we're going to keep the hands there. And with your hands on the heart, just acknowledge what you're grateful for, who you're grateful for. And this is the part in class when we're physically together where we get to say out loud, if you want, we can say out loud what we're grateful for. And that's one of the most poignant parts of class, because sometimes we have to be a little bit vulnerable to say out loud and to share in a group what we're grateful for. And it's at this moment more than any other moment in the class where we really keenly feel the absence of all our friends. The ones that are usually here on the boat with us when we do these magnificent sails out into Biscayne Bay on the Impossible Dream. We have all our friends like Sabrina Cohen and Alan T. Brown and David McCulley, pillars of our community, like Woody Beckham, like all of our other friends in chairs, like our friends Harry Horgan and John Beauregard, and so many others. And so those of you who are here with us in this class virtually, and those of you who are here with us on Zoom, thank you all for coming, for acknowledging what you're grateful for. And I'll tell you in closing that I'm grateful that you all came to class today. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to keep on doing these classes Mondays and Thursdays, and we're going to live stream them on Facebook. We're going to continue to offer them on Zoom. So please give us some feedback and let us know where you are, what you got out of the class, and make some requests, because we're totally open to requests. So thank you so much. And thank you to the...
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
We're really grateful for this. Deborah Mellon.
Oh yeah, Deborah's...
Alan T. Brown.
Yes, and Alan T. Brown, exactly.
All these great things.
Thank you. Thank you. Hey.
Bye, everyone. Great
Hey.
to see you guys.
Thank you. Thank you. There's some people that I don't know yet. Hi. Hi, Tatiana. Hey, I saw your name come up. I saw that you joined us. Nice. I hope the kids are well.
Yes, they're well.
And the littlest one? Oh, amazing. Amazing. Thank you for joining us. There's some
Hey,
people.
Kathy Hollister.
Hi, Jamie. How are you? Jamie told me about the staff.
Cool.
It was very nice.
Thank you for joining us. Yeah.
Sacramento in the house.
Yeah, Sacramento.
You're in Sacramento?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I'm in New Jersey.
New Jersey. Awesome.
Jersey. Bruce Springsteen.
Oh, yeah, Allentown. Yes, of course. The boss. Love the boss.
So great. Thanks so much.
Oh, thank you.
I really liked all the breathing. The breathing was really. I must have been holding my breath a lot lately because I was yawning and really feeling a lot of release. That was really nice.
Yeah, a lot of us have habits of breathing like that. And, you know, and Woody always says that that's what he enjoys the most, are the breathing exercises. I mean, within the breath, there's so much to be